And we're back with part 2 of the OK Computer re-reaction. Where we left off in part 1, we listened to Karma Police, which is a perfect song. And I am just going to move on. Next track, Fitter Happier.
Fitter, happier, more productive, getting on better with your associate employee contemporaries, at ease, eating well, no killing lots or putting boiling water on the hands, a pig, in a cage, on antibiotics.
Right, before we get the absolutely incredible transition into Electioneering, that song, listen, I'm going to give it 2 scores. I'm going to give it the score as a individual song, and I'm going to give it a score as a piece of the album. The score of the piece of the album will be the one that counts towards the album. As a song, it's a 5. You know, it's weird, it's creepy, it's trippy, but I'm never going to re-listen to this thing by itself. As a piece of the album, it is a 10. This is one of the best interludes ever. Again, pushes forward the concept really well. It's a really nice change of pace for the album. It transitions perfectly into Electioneering, as we're going to see in a sec. Yeah, and it works really well coming right after Karma Police. I have no complaints. As a piece of the album, it is a 10. As an individual song, it's a 5. Moving on. Up next, we have Electioneering with this amazing transition. So good. God, when that bass line comes in, dude, oh my god. Just in the first minute here, you are given so much with this song. It is the most explosive track on the whole album. It's so fast-paced. It's so in your face. Tom York giving the most aggressive vocal performance ever. And I like that they're just having a straight up political song on this album as well. There's been like a political undertone to some of the tracks here, with especially on something like Let Down or even like Paranoid Android. But here it's just like straight up going full on into the political aspects of this album, which I really like. You know, in terms of like the sound and stuff, I'd actually say, I guess this song is meant to be like, if Karma Police, the end of Karma Police is technology taking, technology has now risen to power, Fitter Happier is then the extension of that, and this song is sort of like the explosion of technology and it fully taking over everything, I guess, because how insane and energetic it is with, and like using, implementing a lot of electronic elements. I guess that's what the sound of this song is meant to be. And the fact that it's talking about, like, someone running for president, like, taking control. God, that line is so good. When I go forward, you go backwards, and somewhere we will meet. That's such a great line. That's so good. Oh my god, the writing is incredible. Wow, especially when paired with like the tone of this song, it's so good. Amazing ending too. Like they just have an entirely instrumental, I guess, last third or second half. I don't know. They just have like a full instrumental outro there. I love it. Yep. People give this song a lot of like people hate on this song a lot because like, oh, it's a strictly political song and it's like too fast paced and too much of like a straightforward rock song. I completely disagree. I think this is a much needed pickup in the middle of this album, like a much needed moment of just fast-paced intensity. I can't talk. Like in the same way Jigsaw falling into places before videotape on In Rainbows. I feel like if we just went from Fitter Happier straight into Climbing Up the Walls, I feel like it would just feel a little too slow. But having this sudden burst of energy before going into Climbing Up the Walls is definitely much needed. And the way this song solidifies the point in the story which we are at is also just amazing. The writing on here is fantastic. One of my favorite Tom York vocal performances. The guitars sound fantastic. The bass is recorded so well on this one. The drums as well. Like they got a cowbell on this song, bro. How can you not give it a 10 when there's a cowbell on here, okay? It's amazing. Okay, people hate on this song too much. It's so good. Anyway, moving on. Next track, we have Climbing Up the Walls. I love like the literal messaging of this song where it's personifying anxiety as someone stood in the corner of your room. It's right. This song is right. This song is just straight up correct. God, this is such a difficult song to sit through. It's amazing. I'm gonna spoil it now. This is my favorite song on the album, but it's just so hard to sit through. This song messes with me so much because it's so accurate in its description of this subject that directly relates to me, and it really messes with me how like on the mark it is. Like I legit I don't re-listen to this thing a lot. Like I don't re-listen to this song that much. But it's my favorite on the album due to that fact. Also, the strings on this song are so good. Johnny Greenwood's string arrangement, as all of his string arrangements are, is absolutely perfect, and it's so necessary for the tone of this song. It adds so much. Yeah, if my dead silence throughout the entire second half of that song didn't say enough, that song is a 10. Um, it is one of the most disturbing, unsettling, tough to listen to songs I've ever heard. That song is so difficult to sit through, but it's so good. The string arrangement from Johnny Greenwood is fantastic. I love the way the drums sound on that track. Tom York delivering another one of his best vocal performances ever. The writing on that song is so eerily accurate to my experiences and just gets it so on point, to the point where that song really, like, I cannot listen to it unless I'm just listening to the album front to back. And I didn't even talk about how it pushes the concept forward. I guess in terms of like the concept of the album, I'm that song to me seems like his reaction to this sudden rise of technology and this sudden new, I guess, force in his life that is causing stress. It's another outburst of anger, but a completely different anger to Paranoid Android and Karma Police. This time, it's more like it's an insane losing your mind anger, as opposed to like a hate-filled rage towards someone type of anger. And I think it is portrayed absolutely perfectly. Song is absolutely perfect, but you're not gonna catch me playing that song on its own anytime soon. It's a 10. It's my favorite song on the album, but wow, that is such a tough listen. All right, next song, no surprises. Oh, the sound of this song right off the bat is just absolutely amazing, dude. This guitar sounds so incredible. The bass is so good, and I love how bright the sound of it is when the lyrics are just so. But the lyrics are so down. You know what I'm saying? Video is one of your all-time favorites. Yeah, the video for this song is really good. So basically, in terms of like the story of this album, I think this is meant to be like this character just giving up, just being like, please stop, let me rest for once. Like, after climbing up the walls, it like the anger has disappeared into just straight up sadness. And again, it's such a great way of progressing the story here, and a really, really interesting way to take the concept. Yeah, there's still a hint of that, like, cynical jealousy here, like, where he says, such a pretty house, such a pretty garden. It's still keeping a very similar tone to the beginning of the album, whilst also being so different as well. Listen, that I know I've said this about every single song so far, but that song is another 10. Oh my god. What an amazing follow-up to Climbing Up the Walls that song is. It's such a much needed slowdown. It's like Electioneering, the energy was up here, then Climbing Up the Walls it was here, and then it's gradually slowed down to now being here. The writing is so good. This is one of the best sounding songs on the album in terms of like the instrumental. The guitars on this song are so amazing. I think that the lyrics do such a great job of conveying this emotion in terms of like the literal meaning of the writing, and B, pushes the concept forward amazingly. I have no complaints about this song. I have absolutely no complaints. It's a 10. Next up, we have Lucky. Almost said Let Down then. Oh, that sub bass, dude. Oh my god. You know, for the longest time, I really didn't like the intro of this song. It never engaged me at all. It's still a little bit of that. I still wish it was tightened up just a little bit. But, like, it's grown on me so much. I think it's an amazing way to start this song. Like, listen, when you're 11 songs in, and I have my first, like, even nitpick, my first nitpick about the album, when we're 11 songs in, you're clearly doing something right. It's not even a big complaint. It doesn't affect me on, like, casual listens of this album at all. It's only because I'm sat here being fully analytical of it. My god, dude, that's so good. That's the best chorus on the whole album, to be honest. That chorus is so amazing. The way the guitar just, like... I don't even know what that's called. But the guitar on that chorus... Immaculate. Immaculate. So good. And the vocals here, too, are amazing. You know, this song works so well coming after No Surprises, with No Surprises basically being him giving up all hope, giving up any, like basically not trying anymore to even, like, fix the state he's in. This song is like a sudden glimmer of hope after that, especially with, like, the chorus and stuff. Normally I would be annoyed by that when an album goes for a happy ending, but I feel like it stays so tonally consistent, and it makes so much sense coming after No Surprises, especially with the sound of the song, that it doesn't bother me at all. Oh my god, dude. Still got another minute of this song, dude. Every time I listen to it, I think it's going to end there, but then I remember we have a whole ass guitar solo at the end here. Song's grown on me so much over the years. Like, it went from me not liking it to thinking it was decent but not liking the intro, to then thinking the intro was okay, to now me thinking that this song is absolutely nearly flawless. I have one tiny nitpick about it, but the thing is, it doesn't matter, because I'm only paying attention to it because I'm being analytical when I'm thinking about that. On a casual listen, I'm not even going to care. I'm just going to think, wow, this is so well produced, and the sound of this is fantastic. This song's another 10. It's another 10. I don't care that I have a nitpick about it. It's my review. I'm giving it a 10. Okay? It's so good. This has the best chorus on any Radiohead song ever. The guitars are so insanely amazing. The bass at the beginning of this song when it goes into that first verse. So good. Oh my god, man. This song is just... It's amazing. It's amazing. And I can't believe it, but we're already on the final track. We are already nearly done with this album, man. Damn. Next song, last song, The Tourist. Random thought, Muse and Radiohead collaborate. Muse did basically rip Radiohead off for their entire early discography, so yeah, it would make sense. The two bands are very similar in that sense. Before we get into the amazing chorus on this track, God, what an intro, dude! A minute and a half of this song has already gone by, and it feels like it's only been 30 seconds. I like that this album is ending, I guess, with like an outsider's perspective on what's happening. I think it's a really, really nice way of like wrapping up the concept, and I guess seeing an outsider's point of view of all of the previous events of the album. It's like such an interesting way of closing it, and really unexpected as well. But it's just handled so amazingly, and it's so well written. I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that Johnny Greenwood actually wrote this song. Let me fact check this. Oh, Johnny Greenwood basically just wrote the riff of this song. He didn't actually write the lyrics. I thought I read somewhere that he wrote the lyrics. Speaking of Johnny Greenwood, that guitar, kind of a solo. I don't know. It's not really a solo, but that guitar part over that chorus is so good. Sounds like there might be some Ed O'Brien backing vocals in there. I might be wrong. It might just be like a bunch of different takes of Tom York, but it does sound like Ed O'Brien might be in there somewhere. God, the singing is so good, dude. This is maybe best vocal performance on the whole album. Actually, it probably is, to be honest. It's so amazing, dude. It's so good. Ending it off with the incredibly recorded drums. And the bass too, dude. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, that was OK Computer. Yeah, I'd say that album's pretty good. I'm gonna talk about The Tourist first, and then I'm gonna talk about the album as a whole. The Tourist is about as good of a closer as you are going to get for this album. I think it is one of the most amazing sounding, most well recorded songs ever made. I think that Tom York delivers probably the best vocal performance on the whole album, maybe his best vocal performance ever on that song. The writing is so good. I love the way that the album closes with an outsider's perspective on all of the events that just happened. I love that it's a slower ending, but it just doesn't go down the route of making it just like a piano ballad. It like actually keeps it consistent with the sound of the rest of the album, and it works so well tonally, especially coming right after a song like Lucky. Yeah, that's about as good of a closer as you are going to get for this album. I am feeling another 10 on that song. And that's gonna do it for OK Computer. Yeah, as I stated numerous times throughout both parts of this video, this is my favorite album of all time. I think that this is one of the most memorable, one of the most exciting. Like this album changed the way I sort of viewed my music taste, I guess. Like before that, it was I was like kind of a fan of music. I was like starting to get into stuff, but I wasn't really crazy about anything. And then I heard this album and I was like, wait, hold on, this is what music can sound like. Damn, this thing has aged so well. It came out what 26 years ago, and it sounds like it could have. Literally sounds like it could have been released today. It is that well mixed and produced and conceptualized. It's forward thinking. It's progressive. It's so good at like blending so many different styles, and it kind of feels like a time capsule for the 90s, as well as thinking forward into like the 2000s and even the 2010s in terms of the sound of rock music. I don't need to add up any scores. I don't need to do any calculations. This album is a 10. This is my favorite album ever made. And before I go real quick, I do have something I quickly want to do. As today is my birthday, I have, of course, been getting some birthday presents and stuff. And one of the presents I actually got this album on vinyl. Literally, this was handed to me about 20 minutes before I started recording this video, which is crazy. I'm quickly going to open this, and I'm going to look at the album art inside, and then we're going to do the outro. Yo, that actually looks so cool. It's like this weird 90s looking like Windows art with like some drawings over it. That's artwork for Lucky, where he's talking about the plane, like pulling him out of a plane crash there. This is Paranoid Android talking about the pig and the guy trying to get sleep in the house. That's really cool. That's for disc 1. Let's look at the disc 2 art. This is for, I think, Electioneering, it looks like. It's talking about authorities and symbols, the two people shaking hands. I'm going to guess that this is Electioneering. And then this is like it's another one for Lucky, because he's talking about the vice president here, and it's the plane crash there. That's really cool. Actually, the first one on on disc 1 was actually probably Airbag, not Lucky. I just thought it was Lucky because it was talking about a plane crash. It was actually probably talking about Airbag. Yeah, this is really cool. I own my favorite album on vinyl now. It's like crazy. I literally got this 20 minutes before I hit record on this video. That is so cool. That is going to do it for not only this album, but finally, after 2 months, well, 3 months now actually, the Radiohead series as a whole. If they somehow release their 10th album, like, soon, I guess it won't be the end. But that if I'm being perfectly honest, their next album probably won't be coming out till like 2025 earliest. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're a first-time viewer, or if you've seen every episode of the Radiohead series, thank you all so much for watching. Definitely let me know what you think of the album down below in the comments. I would love to see what your thoughts on it are. Let me know what other albums you want me to react to. We have the Meliora stuff just came out by the time this uploaded. I probably have a video on the new AJR album out by now, which is going to be miserable. Yeah, so definitely check those out. Check out the rest of the Radiohead series. I now have videos on all 9 of their albums. Maybe do a video on some of the basement sessions as well, down the line. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If we hit 1,000 subscribers by February, I will be going bold. Join my Discord if you want to, hang out and get to maybe talk to me on Discord, and, hang out with other people who are subscribed to the channel and stuff. And, yeah, I will see you all whenever I next stream or upload. Goodbye.